get real here. When people talk about immigration, and it don't matter what side of the issue you're on, what people are talking about are Mexicans, or anybody coming up from the south of our border. No one is bitching about all those friggin' Canadians. You know, all those French-speaking weirdos. They ain't talking about all the Asians that are coming here and stealing all of our math jobs, or the Irish that came way back when and brought nothing but damn disgusting potatoes with them. The Italians at least brought pizza, even though we made it better. So how come we all are upset about the Mexicans? The simple reason is because they ain't here legally. Like I said, that's a simple reason for simpletons that got nothing better to do. And I'm looking at you, you damn politicians, who got nothing better to do than spread a lot of bullshit. I personally don't believe you can address the problems at our southern border without looking at and understanding the history and culture on both sides of our southern border. When you've done that, you'll understand the whole problem comes down to one word: family. That's right, family, relations. Without even the slightest amount of facts to back me up, I can say that almost every family on one side of the border probably has some kind of relation across the border. And I'm not just talking Latino, because a lot of settlers in the area back in the day intermarried. Here's a map of Mexico in 1830. It doesn't look anything like Mexico does today, does it? In fact, everything west of the Mighty Mist looked to be owned by Mexico. And just as an aside here, maybe you want to read up on how we treated the Mexican landowners out in California after the Mexican-American War. And that's the reason Mexico looks like it does today. They lost a war, ceded land to us, and sold land to us, all as part of losing the Mexican-American War. Thing is, all the people that were living as Mexicans one day woke up the next as Americans. And it don't take a genius to know that a lot of relations were divided by the new border. Because governments generally don't care about people and their relations. Government cares about land. And with Western expansion, those new citizens were robbed of land they had worked for generations. They were discriminated against when it came to wages. And every once in a while, we'd lynch one of our new countrymen just to make a point. If you think we need to make reparations for black Americans, well, they ain't the only ones we white folk treated like crap as we settled this great nation. The point in all this is the entire southwest portion of the United States and California have a unique shared history with Mexico. Mexican influence is everywhere, and it's celebrated everywhere. A river might separate families, but the Rio Grande would never separate the bloodlines between relations. The truth is, there ain't never going to be a river big enough, a wall tall enough, a ditch deep enough to stop anybody coming over our southern border. So if you want to solve the problem, both Republicans and Democrats need to stop using it as a divisive political issue and start with an understanding of the historical problems. Because the problem ain't really a goddamn problem. It's just a tool for politicians to use in getting elected. Just as a thought, I'm wondering that if Mexican immigrants had not expanded upward north and out east, if immigration would be a huge issue. I mean, if Mexican immigrants had stayed in the Southwest, would the border be a huge issue? I don't know. I just think the whole immigration about Mexican immigration is just ridiculous. I do. I mean, I've got a chicken plant here, and they raid it ever so often, find the owners, and then the next day they're back in operation. It makes absolutely no sense. It doesn't. So, I don't know. I just think that, that to solve a problem, you have to look at the history and the context of any problem, not just immigration, any problem. And that's really, really hard for people to do. Why? Because they don't want to take the time. Immigration is just a divisive issue for everybody. But it is completely solvable. I mean, it's border people. Yeah. What the hell do I know, though? I don't know anything. I'll leave it at that. I'm out of here. Love you guys. Yep. It is what it is, isn't it? Mm-hmm.